Honorable speakers of the House of the People and the Upper House, Your Excellency, Mr. Prime Minister, Excellencies, Presidents of the federal member states and the Benadir Regional Administration, former heads of state and government of Somalia, civil society organizations, women's representatives, members of the international community, ladies and gentlemen. The United Nations and Somalia's international partners present today welcome the successful conclusion of this summit between the federal government of Somalia and federal member states. We pay tribute to the Somali-led and Somali-owned process that produced this consensus. We commend the Prime Minister for his leadership of the summit, and the presidents of the federal member states and all other influential leaders involved in the talks for their constructive approach to reach compromise. We thank President Mohamed Abdullahi Mohamed Farmajo for his appeal on May 1 to revert to the 17 September electoral model, enabling a return to dialogue. We urge all stakeholders to move forward swiftly in the same spirit of compromise and cooperation to implement this agreement. We further encourage the FGS and FMS leaders to continue regular consultations throughout the electoral process to ensure any emerging disputes can be resolved quickly. These consultations should include other political stakeholders as needed. The international community will remain vigilant to identify any political actors putting individual interests above those of the nation. To maintain momentum on implementation of today's agreement, it is important that updated timelines for the Upper House, House of the People, and presidential elections be issued as soon as possible. We also look forward to rapid establishment of election implementation bodies at federal and state level and full implementation of the Election Security Committee. We again urge all Somali leaders to honor their commitments regarding the minimum 30% representation of women in the electoral management bodies and both houses of parliament. The inclusion of women, youth, and minority groups in decision-making at every level is essential for inclusive politics, development, and peace in Somalia. We call for freedom of expression, including media freedom and freedom of association, to be safeguarded. Elections are a time when different political opinions compete, and the space to do so without violence or intimidation must be protected. We underscore that the holding of peaceful elections will then allow Somalia to get back to business, to move forward with key national priorities such as security, development, and economic growth that have languished during the recent regrettable political impasse. In closing, we call on all of Somalia's leaders to implement the agreement reached here today in good faith and with full commitment. The United Nations and international partners support you and stand ready to assist further in this historic undertaking. Congratulations on this important agreement, and we look forward to Somalia holding inclusive and transparent elections without further delay. Thank you.